my WWE Elimination Chamber 2011 pay-per-view review. The pay-per-views live last night exclusively on pay-per-view. I say this was a very good pay-per-view outing from WWE. Probably one of their best pay-per-views in a little while. I would say this was even a great pay-per-view from WWE. I would highly recommend everyone to go out their way to check this pay-per-view out. You saw two great chamber matches on this pay-per-view. The opening match with Alberto Del Rio versus Kingston was very good. And even the Lawler versus Miz match was at least watchable. And thankfully, Lawler didn't become champion and Miz did retain the title. Now, there's probably a few criticisms. Some people might say some of the stuff on this pay-per-view might have seemed predictable, but that did not bother me one bit. You saw a lot of good stuff on here. And really, there was only one bad thing on this. Only one bad thing I could have dealt without being on this pay-per-view, which was the Unified Tag Team title match with Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov versus the Core. Other than that match, there wasn't one bad match on this pay-per-view other than that match. And the opening matchup was Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston in a non-title match. This is a good way to start the pay-per-view. The crowd was really into this match, into both Alberto Del Rio and Kingston. Kingston was over, Alberto Del Rio was over as well. Good back-and-forth action. This was a type of match you should start the pay-per-view out all the time, no matter what type of company you are. Very, fast-paced opener, good back-and-forth action. You saw some good mat work in here. Both of them pretty much pulled everything out in this match, laid everything out in this match, and just had a very entertaining match to start the show. And Alberto Del Rio wins this after Kingston taps out of the cross arm breaker. So Alberto Del Rio wins this non-title match. And I would say about a 3 1/4 star match. Then the next matchup was the first chamber match. This is the Elimination Chamber match for Smackdown for the World Heavyweight Championship with Kane versus Drew McIntyre versus Wade Barrett versus Big Show versus Rey Mysterio versus Edge. It started off with Edge versus Mysterio, so right there you knew it was going to start off very well. Good back-and-forth action with them to start it off. And this match right here really did not have one bad part in this match, really not one slow-paced part in this match. Yeah, everyone was out there before, but everyone was in this match until the first elimination happened, which the first elimination happened when Big Show eliminated Wade Barrett. Then after that, you saw everyone ganging up on Big Show to try to get him eliminated. Kane pretty much wanted this to be his elimination, so after everyone pretty much did everything they could to Big Show, Kane wanted to make sure this was going to be his elimination, so he beat down everyone else, waited for Show to get back up, chokeslammed him, and Kane eliminated Big Show. And then the next elimination came with Kane eliminating McIntyre. Then Edge eliminated Kane, which this was very good right here, where Mysterio, he was going for the West Coast Pop on Kane. Kane caught him. Mysterio was trying to reverse it into a Hurricane Rana. And Edge basically just speared both of them with a double spear, and then that eliminated Kane. So the two people that started this match, Edge and Rey Mysterio, were the final two in this match. And this was just a great match. They started off, you got basically 5 minutes by themselves at the beginning, and they probably got very, very much after, everyone else was eliminated, with them two being the final two in this match. They probably got another 10 minutes just by themselves at the end of the match, which was very good. Good back and forth action, a lot of great stuff with Mysterio and Edge. These two have very great chemistry, and pretty much whenever they're in the ring, you're going to expect something great, and they did not disappoint right here. And Edge retains the championship after hitting the spear on Mysterio. Pretty much a lot of near falls in this match between these two when they were the final two. And like I said, Edge retains his title and walks out of here still the champion. Then after this, Alberto Del Rio comes out there. He attacks Edge, puts him in the cross arm breaker. Then, to make his surprising return at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, Christian came out there, made the save, made the save for Edge, went after Alberto Del Rio, was beating him down, and the crowd popped really loud when Christian came out there, which WWE needs to notice that the crowd is really behind Christian. They like Christian a lot. That hopefully this year, Christian, when he goes into the Money in the Bank, if they do have a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, that he is the one that actually walks out winning the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. Great to see him back. Mark out moment there with seeing his return in WWE right there. And that was a great Elimination Chamber match right there. Easily the best of the two Elimination Chamber matches. I would give that 4.5 stars. Very good match. Then the next matchup, well, before the next matchup, they did Booker T. He came into the ring, made an announcement that Another trainer that's going to be on Tough Enough is going to be Trish Stratus. So she came in the ring, little segment, talked to the crowd, and that was the end of that. Then it went to the next matchup with Santino Marella and Kozlov versus the core of Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. Not much of a match. It's the same match we've seen against these two teams, and not much at all. Just the same boring tag match right here with, the comedy from Santino Marella. The core does pick up the victory after Justin Gabriel hits the 450 on Vladimir Kozlov to win the title. So maybe right now with them winning the Unified Tag Team titles, maybe they can do the core versus the new Nexus for the tag titles, and maybe make the tag titles. You don't really got many tag teams in there, but using the tag titles, in a feud with the core versus the new Nexus, that can at least make the titles seem like they're at least a little worthy of something other than a complete joke, which WWE has made them into be. So hopefully they do that. That match right there, 1 star, really the only thing bad on this. Then after this, Vickie Guerrero, she came to the ring, was, wanting Dolph Ziggler to get rehired. Then Teddy Long came out here and said he was in the rehiring mood. Vickie Guerrero then took this as he was going to rehire Dolph Ziggler. He said, no, I'm not going to rehire Dolph Ziggler, but I'm rehiring someone you fired 2 weeks ago, which was Kelly. She came out here. She attacked Vickie Guerrero. Then you saw Lay Cool come out there. Then you saw Trish Stratus make the save. So right here, I don't know if they're setting something up for WrestleMania, but they might be setting up Trish Stratus and Kelly versus Lay Cool in a match at WrestleMania, which, for a women's match, that would be better seeing than, a complete clusterfuck of a battle royal or some pillow fight or something like that. It won't be a great women's match, but it'd be better than what they normally do with the Divas at WrestleMania. So I wouldn't mind seeing that, and it's great to see Trish Stratus back in WWE. Don't know how long she's going to stay. Probably just long enough for them to do this Tough Enough thing right here, since she's another trainer alongside Austin and Booker T. So great to see Trish Stratus there. And normally I would say this type of segment was pointless, not worthy of being on here. But I would say I could at least somewhat deal with it. It wasn't too bad. And obviously they were just doing this to waste some time for the pay-per-view. That's obviously what the segment was. And Trish Stratus' part, her being involved, that kind of helped it a little bit, at least for me, since I'm a huge fan of Trish Stratus. Then the next matchup was The Miz versus Jerry the King Lawler for the WWE Championship. This actually wasn't a bad match. I wasn't expecting it to be a god-awful or terrible match. I was expecting pretty much what I got. It was at least a watchable match, somewhat entertaining. The crowd was really into Jerry the King Lawler, and I think if Jerry the King Lawler, if he would have actually won this match, I don't think the crowd there would have had a problem with. I know a lot of us, diehard wrestling fans, smart marks or whatnot, we would probably have a problem with it if Lawler would have won it, but thankfully that didn't happen. They at least made you believe going into the match, and even within the match, that Lawler had a chance to win it, so that was the one thing they just needed to do that, make it look at least a little believable. And The Miz ends up retaining the championship after hitting the skull-crushing finale on Jerry the King Lawler. And I would say about a 2 1/4 match, 1/4 star match. It wasn't a bad match. It was at least watchable. And, the good thing about this match, which was the only thing I could have dealt with this match taking place, was we all knew Miz was going to retain. So with that, we knew he was going to have a clear path of going into WrestleMania still as World Heavyweight Champion. So with that, I didn't mind it too much. And it wasn't too bad. It was at least watchable. And obviously, since they did the Cole and Lawler stuff in this match, unfortunately, I think we will have to endure seeing a Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler match at WrestleMania. I think that's where they're going to go next with Jerry the King Lawler, since they are going to want him to probably have a WrestleMania match this year. Then the main event was the Raw Elimination Chamber. This was Randy Orton versus R-Truth versus CM Punk versus John Cena versus Sheamus versus John Morrison. And this started off, the first two were Sheamus and John Morrison. They worked very good with each other, good back and forth action. Then I think the next person came out there was Randy Orton. Then the next person came out there was originally going to be CM Punk. He was originally going to be the next person to come out there, but his pod got malfunctioned. Orton pretty much dragged him out there, put him into the ring, hit the RKO on him, and it looked like the first elimination was going to be Orton eliminating CM Punk. Then Michael Cole got up, the whole, Raw general manager, the anonymous general manager thing went off, and it was said that CM Punk, due to the malfunctioning pod, gets another chance in this match due to, he basically wasn't given a shot here to actually be able to get in this match. So he goes back into the pod, and then he's actually the last person to come out there. There was only one elimination before everyone was in the match, which was Sheamus eliminating R-Truth, and Punk eliminates Orton. So they did a good job in this match, building up to Orton and CM Punk's match at WrestleMania. The stuff with the pod, the malfunctioning pod, the anonymous GM going off, and that type of stuff, it was something I could have dealt without, and was the only bad booking in this match, but it did further, the feud with CM Punk and Randy Orton, so I at least understand why they did it, but it took away for a second with the match, but didn't take away from the whole entire match, so that was the good thing with that part. So they did a good job building up CM Punk and Orton's match. Then the next elimination, Morrison eliminated Sheamus, so the final three were CM Punk, John Cena, and John Morrison. Morrison then was eliminated, and then right after that, John Cena eliminates CM Punk. So Cena wins this match going into WrestleMania to take on The Miz. I think all of us knew that. This was a very predictable, Elimination Chamber right here. We all knew Cena was going to walk out winning this to take on The Miz at WrestleMania, but it was a very good Elimination Chamber. Not as good as the Smackdown Chamber match, but a very good match here. And I would say Morrison really, stole the spotlight in this match. He did a lot of crazy stuff in here. He did one spot where he basically crawled up to the top and did a crossbody on Sheamus, and that's how he eliminated Sheamus. And there's very other good stuff in this match, like I said, the furthering of CM Punk and Orton's feud. And obviously we know now that Cena is going to be taking on The Miz at Mania, which I think that could be a very good title match at WrestleMania. I know some people might say it's not WrestleMania worthy, but I think on the stage of WrestleMania in a title match, I think them two are going to have a very good match. I think are going to shut people up saying that it's not worthy of being a Mania match, because I actually expect a whole lot from it. Hopefully I'm not disappointed when it actually takes place, but this is a very good pay-per-view from WWE. The SmackDown Chamber match was easily the best thing of the night. That was the match of the night. Excellent chamber match. Probably one of WWE's best chamber matches I've seen in a long time. And actually, with Edge retaining the championship there, they said on commentary this is actually the first time in, I think, 5 years that the person that was World Heavyweight Champion actually walked out as the chamber. Because I think the last time was at New Year's Revolution back in 2006, and after that, that's where Edge was the first person to cash in the Money in the Bank. So Cena did win the match, but then obviously Edge cashed in the Money in the Bank there. So this is the first time a champion retained in 5 years in an Elimination Chamber match. So that was a great match. The Raw Chamber was very good. I would give the Raw Chamber 3 3/4 stars. Wasn't as good as the Chamber for SmackDown, but still a good match. The title match with Miz and Lawler was at least watchable, and the opening match was very good. So overall, I'll give this pay-per-view at 8.5 out of 10. Probably one of WWE's best shows in a while, and I highly recommend people to check this out. This was a great show from WWE, and yeah, that's it for my WWE Elimination Chamber 2011 pay-per-view review. Peace.